Alright guys, it's JP here and welcome to, I think, the third or fourth free FIFA Fantasy Football video. I forgot what it's called, it's my bloody series. How useless. Anyway, this week is going to be a bit more explaining. I'm going to do a bit more explaining because over the last few weeks we've came up with a lot of ideas and we've kind of put them out there, but we've not explained them to their full, so you actually understand what's going on. But this week is a bit longer video because I actually concede a shitload of goals because I play as Joe's team and we lose to Chris K badly, and I also play Beach, and there's a load of goals in that, and there's nothing that I find more frustrating than conceding on FIFA. My first rule when I play FIFA is don't concede. But if you don't concede, you can't lose. So when I concede, I just absolutely, I'm so angry when I concede. It's just the worst thing ever. But anyway, I'm going to move on. So, the injury report, because we haven't really explained the injury report properly at all. The injuries, the games that we play, obviously, for you guys, are all simulated. And FIFA, well, I'm sure most of you know what FIFA's like. They over-exaggerate a lot of things, and the injuries have just been ridiculous. Like last week, Manuel Neuer's injury, I can't remember what it was for, but 7 months out, and that's that team's main goalkeeper, and he's one of the best goalkeepers in the game, and he's out for 7 months. And then that's the thing is that it'd be alright if that was just an isolated incident, but there's been quite a few of the same magnitude, so they have been out for so long, and it affects the game a lot because if the player's out for 5 months, you've only got 7 on the bench, so you can't exactly bring somebody in because we've given you your budget and you've picked your strongest 11, and then you've kind of used the rest of your money to buy some dogger, not as good players. So if you like Manuel Neuer out, you've only got Mignolet on the bench, or I think Chris K, you lose 2 players this week, and one of them is Balotelli. So you're going to struggle because the players on the bench are not at the same level. So with it being simulated, it's going to affect you a lot. But so what happens basically is, when you get a player injured, I do the changing of the team for you. So that way, because I was going to do it to delegate. You can either manage your team on your own or delegate to assistant manager. But I realised that delegating to the assistant manager changes the team altogether. So they kind of put out your best team. And I thought the best way to do it is just simply to change the player that's injured with a player on the bench, whoever it is, because then a few of you play like 5 in the middle, so you've got more midfielders on the bench. You know what I mean? So then you have to put like a midfielder up front. But I think it's better to do it that way, because that way I'm actually able to change the team for you and make sure it's still quite a strong side. But yeah, and also the red cards, because if you've been realising red cards, I've been putting them on as well, so who's out for 3 weeks or sorry, 3 games, not 3 weeks. Well, it's kind of 3 weeks, but yeah. So then obviously they're out, so I've got to change them. So you just know what happens then. So I'm just trying to help you out, so you know what's going on when you've got a player out. So, but yeah, last week we also said that you've all got the same shit 6 players, and they actually do score a few goals out. I've no idea how, but they actually do score quite a few goals. Right, we're gonna move on to the cup, because there's been a lot of confusion with the whole cup scenario. So I'm going to try and explain. Sorry, I'm moving about on my bed. I'm actually trying to move so I can actually breathe. I was laying down, I can't even breathe. Yeah, so the cup, there was a lot of confusion because I think itself, Chris Code was unsure. Somebody asked him on Twitter whether or not he was going to join in, and he said, I doubt it, and I had to explain exactly what's going on. So the 24 teams, well, I think it's 19 subscribers that are actually involved in this whole thing. You are automatically put into the cup. It's like the FA Cup. Every Premier League team's in it without question. Everybody gets involved, and then the other teams are other subscribers who weren't involved in the league but may want to be involved in the future. So if you are one of them, I'll leave it in the description. Email sheepyclips@hotmail.co.uk and say, look, I want to be involved in the cup. will you send me the stuff I need? And I think we're going to have unlimited amount of cup participants. You know, if we get a lot, we get a lot, and we'll work out how to get a cup. Say if we get like a random number like 44, we'll work out a way of getting a cup out of that. You know, I don't mind, because we did feel bad because there was a few people who missed out because we only had a certain amount of spaces for the league, so we want to make it so that anybody can get involved. And if you've got anybody that you know that may want to be involved, get them to, you know, send us an email, because, you know, the more the better, and the more in a cup, you know, a cup competition is more exciting because it's just straight knockout. You know, anybody can win it. So we're hoping to get a few more to actually make it more exciting. I think it will be a two-legged thing, because otherwise there'll be no use in your what's the word I'm looking for? Designated home ground. I think that's the right word. Well, you basically tell me where you want to play at home. So I want to make sure that you can actually, you know, there'll be a point of you having a home ground. So yeah, up to now I think we've got 5 people who are interested, and you've got till May. So if you know anybody, you know, your subscribe, you know, some of you guys have got YouTubers of your own. If your subscribers want to get involved, you know, get them to send us an email. I'll put it in the description, like I said, and hopefully we can get a decent cup going. I don't think it'll start till May, because I'm still abroad until the end of the season. So I think May 2nd is my last game, so I'll be home. It'll be about a week or two after I get home from then. So anyway, right. I've got a few things written down here. Yeah, there's a change on the screen you'll see in a minute. We've put on next week's fixtures, so you guys can see who you're playing. You know, I'm sure you'll know half of the people in the tournament, in the league, so you'll be able to give them a bit of grief, bit of banter. You know, get a bit more involved in this whole thing, and you can, you know, I think one of them is Chris K against Burnsy, and they're 2 of our guys that are both involved next week. Not next week, am I now? In the Premier League predictions. So you know that's me. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, you'll know the people. You can give them a bit of grief and say like, oh, I'm gonna smash you next week or whatever. The future, yes, the future I want to talk about, and the future of this whole tournament or league thing. I think we touched upon it a lot more, but I am desperate for a second series of this series. Second series of this series. Yeah, second thing of this series, because I actually really enjoy doing it, but the problem is that this isn't the only thing I do. You know, I've got Premier League prediction and the career mode at the same time, so I can't really push all my time onto this one thing, which frustrates me quite a lot, because I prefer to do these than any other ones, because the competition side of it makes it really exciting. You know, I don't really like competition when it's me on my own, but when I can sit there and watch you guys, you know, compete out for a prize, it's much more exciting for me. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I'm desperate for us to start a second league. I think it'll probably be a 20 league tournament, a 20 team league rather, and then we'll probably have a second league of 20 as well, or however more. So I think, you know, you guys have to look out. I think the bottom 8 may be relegated of this league, but we haven't decided yet. Ultimately, that's one of the things we need to. This is the problem with me being over abroad. I want to talk more to Joe about what we can do in the future, but it's hard because, you know, I'm miles away and he's always at work. So anyway, as you saw, Slimbo's top 4 points clear, which is a decent gap to start, you know, especially after 8 games that we played now. So, and Gilf is finally off the bottom, which is a big surprise considering how poorly his team's been playing. But anyway, we'll see you next week, guys. Hopefully I'll have a bit more information on the cup and the future of the series. I always think there's more words to a sentence, but it's actually much less than I think it will be. But anyway, right, we'll see you next week, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and leave us a comment. And if you want to get involved, send us an email. See you later.